राधा माधव की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, श्रील गुरुदेव की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
So today we are reading from chapter 3 and this is text 18. Is the mic connected, Prabhu?
Yes, sir.
It is? Okay.
Want to increase the volume?
Yeah, just a bit if it's okay. Okay, let's chant the verse. Naiva tasya kritenarto Naiva tasya kritenarto Na kriteneha kaschana Na kriteneha kaschana Na chasya sarvabhuteshu Na chasya sarvabhuteshu Kaschitartha vyapashrayah Kaschidartha vyapashrayah Naiva tasya kritenarto Na kriteneha kaschana Na chasya sarvabhuteshu Kaschidartha vyapashrayah. Anyone wants to chant?
Naiva tasya kritenartho
Naiva tasya kritenartho
kritenaha kaschana
Na kriteneha kaschana
nachasya sarvabhuteshu
Na chasya sarvabhuteshu
Kaschidartha vyapashrayah.
Kaschidartha vyapashrayah. Please. Naiva tasya kritenartho Na kriteneha kaschana Na chasya sarvabhuteshu Kaschidartha vyapashrayah. Please repeat the synonyms. Na, never, eva, certainly, tasya, this, tasya, his, kritena, by discharge of duty, artaha, purpose, na, no, akritena, without discharge of duty, iha, in this world, kaschana, whatever, na, never, cha, and, asya, of him, sarva bhuteshu, among all living beings, kaschit, any, artha, purpose, vipashrayah, taking shelter of. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Please repeat the translation. A self-realized man has no purpose to fulfill. in the discharge of his prescribed duties, nor has he any reason not to perform such work, nor has he any need to depend on any other living being. Please hear the purport. A self-realized man is no longer obliged to perform any prescribed duty, save and except activities in Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is not inactivity either, as will be explained in the following verses. A Krishna conscious man does not take shelter of any person, man or demigod. Whatever he does in Krishna consciousness is sufficient in the discharge of his obligation. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamsha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhyehe Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna Prabhus, Matajis. We want to thank Shyamdev Prabhu and Brajadevika Mataji and the children as always for having us over. It's always nice to be here, especially discussing on the tenets of Bhagavad Gita. And Dhruv, it's good to see you, right? And it's good to see you as well. Very nice. Thank you for being here. So today we are looking at a series of verses that are very key in terms of our practical living and working in this world. If you look at chapter 3 describes on karma yoga. Everyone performs karma. Karma means work. But Krishna tells us or at least he tells Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, that when you perform work, it should not simply be work, because the animals are also working. Work means you work and you get some result or you get some benefit. But here he is saying that if you want to be classified as a human, then your work must actually become yoga. If you see the entire Bhagavad Gita, Krishna does not tell Arjuna that yoga means you sit down for half an hour and you do some meditation, and then after that forget about the whole thing. Of course, that is still there. But Krishna's concept of yoga is that life must be performed in yoga. We split our lives into sections. We say work, we say family, we say friends, we say recreation, we say rest, and then we have yoga there. But Krishna is saying that one who is advanced and called a human being, his entire life, whether it's sleep, recreation, sleeping, mating, defending, everything actually becomes yoga for that person. And in this chapter he makes it very clear on what is the meaning of yoga. But before we get into this, with the permission of Shyamdev Prabhu and Mataji, I wanted to speak a little on this, the significance of this month. Today we are starting the month known as Purushottam Mas, or what you would call Adik Mas. Adik means extra, right? Mas means it's month. So if you see why this Purushottam month comes, Purushottam month is known as the 13th month. This is the month that comes to equalize the solar and the lunar calendar. That is why there is this extra month. It is always going, tangent. It's always going aligned. Then it starts to become a little tangent. It starts to move a little away. And that is why our sages have introduced this Adik Mas. And if you see, every month is actually owned by a very great personality. But because 13th month is Adik, it's extra, it is known as a rejected month. Everyone rejected it. I'm not going to take it because it's extra. Why extra work? So then Krishna decided, if nobody wants it, I'll take it. Krishna is like that. Anything nobody wants, he will take it. And he will make it glorious. Our life is also like that. Right? If our life is going down and we feel that we are being rejected, then we just add Krishna. When Krishna takes us, then that life and that month actually becomes glorified. But if you look at Hindu tradition, in this month, materially speaking, it is considered to be inauspicious. They will not perform marriages, right? They won't perform many functions on this month. But because Krishna has appeared, or Krishna has selected this month, it is very conducive for spiritual advancement. So it is very good that people consider it to be inauspicious month, because materially nobody is going to call us for any birthday, no one is going to call us for any marriage, right? We can sit down peacefully to engage in spiritual life. So for this month there is a verse, and this month we simply have to sit tight, of course work, be with your family and all, but sit tight and simply follow this. The verse says, Nanyam vadami, na shrunomi na chintayami, Nanyam smarami, na bhajami na cha ashrayami, Krishna tvadiya charanambujamantarena, Shri Shri Nivasa Purushottama Dehi Dasyam. So this verse says, Nanyam vadami. In this month of Purushottam Mas, the first thing that I will not do, it's not about doing, right? It's about not doing. I will not speak anything. Nanyam vadami. That means in this month, we become very, very careful in what we speak about. And we are always told in the material world, don't speak about bad things, speak about good things, right? But then in this world, you must understand, material world, what is good and what is bad. If let's say, Dhruv is my friend, okay? And whenever you have very, very good friends, best friends, likely if he does better in exam than me, I'm the first person who will become envious of him, right? If stranger, you won't become envious. And he's very good student, he's from NUS High. So he's very good, we are very close. But if let's say I was in the same age group as him, he's definitely going to do better in exams than me. When your best friend does better than you, it really pains you, right? Because he's always been with me, right? He studied with me. How is it that he's doing better? So if someone were to speak anything nice of him, it's good. How will I feel? Will I feel good? No. But if someone speak bad about him, I'll feel amazing. Oh, you shouldn't say that about him, but in the heart, very good, right? So what is good and what is bad? When someone says good things about him, I feel bad. But when someone says bad things about him, I feel good. You see the paradox? So in material world, what is good and what is bad, actually nobody knows. So Nanyam vadami means it is karma yoga. Karma yoga means Krishna tells us, don't perform bad work, don't perform good work also. He's telling Arjuna to do what? Kill. Can you consider killing to be a good activity? So Krishna is telling Arjuna, come away from this good and bad. Whatever you do, you just do it for me. So this Nanyam Vadami speaking, the devotee says, I will not speak about anything in this month but Krishna. In Mahabharat war, one of the days, right? In 18 days, one of the days, Yudhishthir Maharaj and Karna will come face to face. They will battle it out. And we all know, except for warriors like Arjuna or Bhishma or Krishna himself, no one could actually defeat Karna. Karna was very powerful. So Yudhishthir Maharaj from the start did not stand a chance. So Karna defeats Yudhishthir Maharaj. And Yudhishthir Maharaj faints. He doesn't die. He faints because of the force of Karna's arrows. So the moment he falls or he faints, the charioteer rushes him back, retreat, back to the camp. And this scene is actually seen by Arjuna. The moment he sees that his brother is being driven back to the camp, he drops everything, he drops fighting, and he rushes back to the camp. So at that point in time when he reaches the camp, Yudhishthir Maharaj is coming out from his slumber. And the moment he wakes up, who does he see? Arjuna. He's coming in, right? Usually when you see your family members after you are ill or hurt, you feel very happy. But Yudhishthir Maharaj is not an ordinary man. He is a Kshatriya. So the moment he rises from his slumber, he is so angry at Arjuna. He's telling Arjuna that you have come here to see me. Have you defeated Karna? He says, no, you are not well, so I came to see you. And then Yudhishthir Maharaj says that if you are really my brother, when you saw me being defeated by Karna, you should have defeated him and then come to see me. With what face you are here to see me? So Arjuna tries to pacify Yudhishthir Maharaj. But then Yudhishthir Maharaj, being a Kshatriya, becomes so angry, he lashes out at Arjuna, telling him that you are not fit to hold the Gandiva bow. So today I am telling you, because you're not fit, you throw the bow away. See, whenever we speak to someone in such a harsh way, right, 99% of the time we don't know their backstory. When someone is very tired or someone has, done something else, they come to us, we don't understand their background and we just lash out at them. Yudhishthir Maharaj will find out that he teaches us a lesson, or this episode is a lesson, that better we understand what the person is going through before we lash out at them. Arjuna's backstory is, Arjuna had taken a vow that was not known to many persons, right? His vow was, if anyone tells me to leave my Gandiva bow, I will kill him immediately. That was his vow. And for Kshatriya, vow is bigger than or greater than life. So because he has taken the vow, he was already unsheathing his sword. To kill who? Duryodhan? Dushashan? His own brother. He was already taking out the sword. Krishna stops him. He says, what are you doing? Right? Wrong direction. I told you to kill Kauravas. You are killing your own brother. Stop. And Arjuna said, I'm Kshatriya. I've already taken a vow. Right? I have to kill him because he told me to throw Gandiva away. Krishna said, don't worry. I have a solution. Put your sword back. Look at your brother now. And you just lash at him. You criticize him. You talk him down. Right? Even if he's not done anything wrong, you just say whatever blasphemy about him. Just do it now. And Arjuna was very confused. Why suddenly? And because Krishna, whatever Krishna says, Arjuna will follow. So he took this chance. I don't know whether he was angry at his brother, but sometimes, when we get a chance, right, we'll just lash out. So Arjuna lashed out at Yudhishthir Maharaj. And after that, he asked Krishna, what is this? And then Krishna told him that when you lash out at someone and you talk them down, it is actually equivalent to you killing them. So this is Nanyam Vadami. I will not speak anything harsh. But then the question now comes, but you also said good also we should not speak. Then Arjuna tells Krishna, I feel so bad that I have killed my brother. Now I want to kill myself. Krishna is saying, first you want to kill him, now you want to kill yourself. So who's going to kill Duryodhan? Then he said, don't worry, I have a solution. Now in front of all of us, You speak something nicely about yourself. Self-praise. Tell all of us how great you are. What a great archer you are. Right? What a great personality you are. You say it. Arjuna was very embarrassed because Arjuna is a devotee. But because Krishna said it, Arjuna started, I'm so and so, nobody can defeat me in archery. All that he said, then he kept silent. Then Arjuna asked Krishna, what is this? This is also very weird to me. So then Krishna says, when you speak harshly about someone, it is equivalent to killing them. If we speak in praise of ourselves and think ourselves very great, that is equivalent to us committing suicide. Good and bad. You see the point? This is the point of Nanyam Vadami. In this month, we don't speak anything. We only speak about Krishna. Now you can say, I go to office, right? How do I speak? Nanyam Vadami means we minimize the unnecessary talk. We do not speak frivolously. In your life, you may have better experience than me. You will find 99% of the problems we have with people is because we have spoken frivolously. There's no need to say it. But because our mind was pressing us, we said something frivolously to sound smart, to put them down, right? Something we would have said and we will get stuck, not being able to come out of the situation. This month, we don't want those problems. So we don't speak frivolously. So that is Nanyam Vadami. Next, Nashrunomi, hearing. Also we select. We don't hear anything bad about anything or anyone. Frankly, we should not even hear anything good about anyone. Right? Because nowadays in Kali Yuga, it is very popular, when we take God out of the center, God is supposed to be glorified. What we do is we take film stars, we take sports personalities, whether you like soccer, whether you like cricket, right? You'll find that we start glorifying them. He acts so well, so nice. He hit a sixer. I don't understand cricket, but I understand the concept of sixer. And then we glorify the person. Then we'll see the person in a video, dressed very simply. And then we'll see, such a great person, but so simple, so humble. As though he is our neighbor. Whether he's simple, we don't actually know, but we'll glorify them like anything. But then Krishna, we don't glorify. So in this month, we don't hear about anyone's glories, or we don't hear anything bad about anyone. Na shrunomi, na chintayami. We don't think about anything. Thinking means concoction. That which is not there, we try to concoct. If let's say now I come here, again, Dhruv is my friend. Let's say he looks at me and he never smiles at me. Whole day I'll think, what happened? Right? I didn't do anything to him. Why he did not smile at me? And then I keep thinking about it. Then on day 5 or day 6, I will start scheming. He never smiled, right? Tomorrow there's program. I'll make sure I'll smile at everyone, but I won't smile at him. Just to get back at him. Concoction. And then on Saturday he'll come and tell me, I'm so sorry, I was having a headache. Last week I didn't smile. And then we start realizing the whole week I thought badly of him, not realizing what he was going through. This is nachintayami, concoction. We completely leave it out. We don't think unnecessarily. Nachintayami, nanyam smarami. We don't remember anything else. Remembrance is a very painful thing. Our mind works in such a way that we always remember the bad that has happened in our lives. If you look back in your life, actually a lot of good has happened in our lives. How many of you can raise your hands and say, there's nothing good that has ever happened in my life? Thank you. Right? Actually, we can't say it. I know nowadays people will tell us, right, life is suffering, it's miserable. Actually, no. There are a lot of good things that actually happen in our life. But you know why we are still miserable? Because smarami is done in a very wrong way. We remember everything bad, we don't remember anything good. If anyone does anything good for us, and then out of that 10 times they do one bad, we will always remember them for the bad. and we are not able to retrieve the past memories where we had many good memories of them. But if we are able to unlock those memories, you will find that you will live a much happier life. So, Nanyam Smarami, Na Bhajami, I will not worship anyone else. This I've already gone through. This month, let us not worship any Bollywood, Collywood, Tollywood, whatever wood personality. Let us not glorify any cricket, any soccer player. Let us simply only glorify Krishna. And the last one, Nacha Ashrayami. Very, very important. If you don't follow anything, you follow this. The devotee says, I will not take shelter of anyone. This is very important. We may tell ourselves that I don't take shelter of anyone. I'm completely independent, right? I'm a working woman. I'm a working man. I earn for myself. I don't take shelter of anyone. Actually, that is not correct at all. We are taking multiple shelters in our life. When we are born, do we come out saying, I'm very independent? Who are you? Man and woman, mother, father, I don't need you. Now I will walk to school, I'll get everything. We can't say that. The moment we are born, we take shelter. Doctor is there, parents are there. And when we go to school, can we tell our teachers, I will learn myself, you just stand one corner. We can't say that also. We take shelter of our teachers. And when we grow up, we take shelter of our organization. Salary means what? Shelter. Salary means shelter. Without salary, everything is going to crumble. If you are a businessman and say that I'm self-employed, if your customer doesn't give you or the money or buy your products, you are not a businessman. So you take shelter of your customers. We take shelter of our spouse, right? Usually, very sad in our culture, always the men will think that my family, including my wife, is taking shelter of me. It is completely wrong. Actually, the husband is taking shelter of the wife. Always this is the case. Those who are married, right, I can vouch. If the feminine energy is not in the house, you will find there will be a lot of friction at home. You know, feminine energy is like water. It's like a lubricant, you know. You can actually slide smoothly in your life. But the moment feminine energy is not there, you will find that everything becomes very hard. Very hard. Perfect example is food. Right? If the Mataji doesn't cook, or if the Mataji does not shower love in the house, what happens? There is no shelter in the house. But in this month, we don't take shelter of anyone. We only take shelter of Krishna. And when we get married, we need a car, we take shelter of the car. We need a home, we take shelter of the home. And in Singapore, if you want to have all this, what do you need? You need money. Okay, everywhere you need money, but in Singapore you need it extra. Okay? But to get the money, what do you need to do? Okay? Take shelter of who? Okay? Okay, the way you all are saying, right, is that how many of you have bought your house cash? Full. If it's 2 million, you paid the 2 million. If the car is 200,000, you just paid, just take it. Get 3 cars. How many of us have done that? If you are, I will speak to you after this. We should be acquainted. So who do we shelter of? Yes. Yes. Very good. She's getting to the root. Right? We have to take shelter. We take loans. Loan is a shelter. But Bhagavatam tells us, Deha Patyak Kalatradishu Atma Saini Shasat Swapi Tesham Pramatta Nidanam Pashyan Apina Pashyati. Bhagavatam tells us that all shelters in the world will come crumbling down. There is no shelter in this world that will give you protection forever. The house will come down, the loans will come down, the banks will come down, our family will come down. There's only one person who will always stand with us, and that is Krishna. That is why in this month we dedicate the month. Whether you are a wife to someone, or a husband to a wife, or a parent to a child, or child to a parent, this month we should all become self-sufficient. As an individual living entity, we should establish our connection with Krishna. That is what this month is about. Krishna Tvadiya Charanambujam Antarena means he's saying that I want you to enter my heart. I want to lock you up in a heart. And who are you? Shri Srinivasa, name of Krishna. Purushottama, this is the name of the month. Dehi Dasyam, I am going to become your servant. You see how this whole verse is so complete? Just one verse we have to follow. And I'll tell you one thing, if you follow this verse for this month, you will be addicted to this verse the next month also. Because you will start becoming addicted to not hearing gossip. You will start being addicted to not speaking bad about someone. You just try. Your life will actually become so much more peaceful when we minimize those things. You cannot completely not do it. But when you minimize, you actually become very happy. And it is directly linked to today's verse. Naivatasya kritenarto na kriteneha kaschana na chasya sarva bhuteshu kaschit artha vyapashrayah. That is the verse for today. And today's verse is telling us one who is self-realized. What is the meaning of self-realized? Anyone? Don't think too philosophically. What is the meaning of self-realized?
One who's realized God.
Okay. Mataji is thinking philosophically. What is the meaning of self-realized?
Understand the purpose.
But the verse says that you don't need purpose.
You understand yourself.
That's it. That's all. Self-realized means you know who you are. That's all. And the key is that the moment you realize who you are, you will realize that actually you have everything inside. Remember we spoke about the musk deer a few weeks ago? The musk deer, this fragrance is coming from where? The body. But the musk deer is running all over the place. Just one word, self-realized, means you know who you are and you know that everything that you need to be happy is there. But then now coming to Mataji's point, self-realization means she has come straight to the point. Who are we? We are servants of Krishna. That is the real identity. The moment we realize that, then you will find besides this relationship of serving Krishna, we actually don't need anything else to keep us happy. And that is why if you find devotees taking a leaf from what Krishna is telling Arjuna, devotees are not shirkers. A person who shirks means he will give up all his or her duties and simply just sit in the altar and ring a bell. Krishna never told Arjuna to do that. He simply told him, whatever you do it for me. So what this verse is telling us is, do not, okay, this is going to sound very revolutionary, but I'll tell you it is not. Okay? Do not be result oriented. Your mind is blown, right? Right? My whole life I've lived here. Right? My parents were born here, my grandparents were born here, and my whole life I've always heard everything is about result. When I heard this statement from Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, I actually did not read Bhagavad Gita for some time because I do not know this concept. You also don't know this concept, right? Everything is about result. But Krishna is telling Arjuna, it is not about the result. And the moment I went deeper and deeper into this and I associated with sadhus who were practicing this, I really found that this is actually a fact. You know, when you are result oriented, you know what happens? You inhibit your real capabilities. Because someone will tell you that if you score 100 marks for chemistry, you have arrived. So what do the students do? What is in the textbook? I will simply study and I will vomit it on the exam paper and I'll get my 100 marks. But if you ask them anything that is outside the chemistry textbook, chances are they will not know it. Because why? The student is not told to go to school to learn or to explore. The student is told to go to school to get results. We have all been put through this. And when we go to work, the moment our salary is low, we don't want to work as hard. But when the performance review comes, I'm a 80. I'm above target. Right? Why did you give me on target? But whole year we would have been thinking, my salary is so low, why I need to put effort? Right? This is what Krishna is saying. Krishna is saying, be involved in whatever you are doing, Arjuna. Doesn't matter whether you are drinking water, doesn't matter whether you are playing a sport, right? Doesn't matter whether you're studying, doesn't matter whether you're ringing a bell for me, doesn't matter whether you're going to the temple. Become involved in what you are doing. Don't simply look at the result. In our relationships with others, do we look at what we are going to get from them? Is the parent nice to the child because the child is going to eventually study, earn, and look after us at old age? Maybe. We don't know. So if we are, Krishna is telling us we should stop doing that. He's saying that just be joyful in performing whatever you are doing in life. Even fighting now, he's saying, do it joyfully. Because you are doing it for who? You are doing it for me. So never limit your own capacity by always being result oriented. Now we will not be able to follow this overnight. But the lesser you are result oriented, the happier you will be in life. And I'll tell you one thing, you will actually do better in life. Because you will take on end-to-end accountability. How many of you, when you get into a Teams call at work, right? You, on the other end, there's someone and you ask them, can you solve this for me? The person will say, this is not my problem, right? You come to the wrong department. You go. Even though they are from the same team, they will say that within my team, I do not look after this. You have to call someone else. This is known as end-to-end accountability. When a problem comes to us, are we accountable enough to really solve that problem for the person end to end? This is what our organizations expect from us. Krishna spoke about this 5,000 years ago. He's telling Arjuna, you take accountability. Look at things end to end. When someone comes to you, don't just push them away. Because I'll tell you one thing about the material world, which probably you know better than me. No one is going to wear a cape to come and save us. No one is coming. There's only Krishna and us. This is the point of shelter. This is the point of becoming self-realized. This is the point of becoming self-sufficient. So here he's saying that one who is self-realized, he has no purpose to fulfill. His purpose is to simply serve Krishna. And when we act on three levels. First, we act out of fear. Most people who go to work fear that they will not get salary. So they do the work. And that is why we are miserable. Most of our work is done out of fear. Krishna is telling Arjuna, at least move to the second stage. Do it out of duty. That means whether it is good or bad for you, you just do your duty. Just do it. When the Varahadev, when Bhumi Devi had fallen into the ocean, Varahadev plunged into the ocean to lift her up. And at that point in time, Hiranyaksha was vilifying and really hurting Varahadev. But Bhagavatam tells us that Varahadev did not bother the bad that was happening around him. He was simply focused that I must protect Bhumi. I am not going to react to what Hiranyaksha is saying. And Bhagavatam tells us this is how a man should be dutiful. He should not bother whether he's hurt, whether he's happy. He should not bother. What he should do is simply to carry out his duty. So from fear, we must come to duty. Because if we don't, Prabhus and Matajis, what will happen? We will come for a Gita class, we will do Kirtan, we'll worship deity, but day to day, we'll continue to suffer. And then we'll ask, what is wrong with my life? But this is the point. Fundamentally, it is best that we conduct our duty without expecting too much of result. And the highest class, from fear, we move to duty, and when we do it, we can come to the platform of love. We do it out of love. Mothers, they look after their children out of fear, out of duty. No, actually it is not even duty. They may tell you, it is my duty to look after my child. It is not. They do it out of love. For this one reason, they say that mother is closest to God. Only for this reason. Because she does not expect anything from the child. Do you see what a noble quality? Everyone surrenders to the mother because she has this one quality. There is absolutely no expectation. So we may ask how to do it. So we'll conclude with one nice example. From Mahabharata again. Bhishma Dev. Bhishma, whole life, I asked you all, did you all have anything good going on in your life? You all said yes. If there's one person who had nothing good going on in his life, it was Bhishma. Whole life, Bhishma only suffered. His own father and mother were the cause of his suffering. Because his father could not control his senses, Bhishma had to take a vow that I will be brahmachari, I will not have wife, I will not have children, I will not be king. And at that point in time, Bhishma was the most powerful. Until the end, he remained the most powerful. But he never became king. Suffering. And when he was going to fight the battle, Bhishma is a great devotee of Krishna. He is a great devotee of Lord Vishnu. Who was he fighting against? Vishnu himself. Suffering again. Who did Bhishma love very much? Kauravas or Pandavas? Pandavas. When Draupadi was disrobed, what did Bhishma do? Nothing. Everyone simply will say that look at Bhishma. Shameless. Draupadi is getting disrobed and he is simply sitting there. Do you know how much he suffered when Draupadi was being disrobed? Internal suffering is very great. It cannot be spoken about outside. Because he had to protect his Kshatriya duty. Because he was aligned with who? Kauravas. You cannot simply jump ship. This is not politics. This is Kshatriya. Right? The word that you have given is bigger than your life. And at the end, he died. Even before the battle ended. Bhishma knew everything. Bhishma knew that the Pandavas will win. Because who was with them? He knew. But what did Bhishma do? Did he say, as it is, we are going to lose? What's the point? Let me just sit. You see, he did not bother about the result. He was not result oriented. He was not. He just carried out his duty. And on one of the days where he wanted to carry out his duty, Arjuna and the Pandavas did not see Bhishma. They saw Yamaraj. Mahabharata tells us that Bhishma appeared as Yama because he was so powerful. And why? On that day he became powerful because Duryodhan insulted Bhishma. Duryodhan told Bhishma that I think you are siding with them. You are not keeping your word. Your love is coming to the forefront and now you are trying to sidestep me. For a Kshatriya, that is very insulting. So what does he tell Duryodhan? I'll give you this bow, right, with my powers, my mystic powers. You keep it. Tomorrow, Arjuna's head will roll. Duryodhan was so happy, right? And he went back. Bhishma Dev went back. Then Arjuna heard about this. And what did Krishna tell them? Go to Duryodhana. Ask him for the bow. Again, Kshatriya spirit. He goes to Duryodhana. They go into his home and they ask. Duryodhana invites them. Because in our culture, even if it's your enemy, when he comes to your house, you have to serve him. This is Duryodhana, villain. Those days, villain is very high class. They got standard. So when he comes, Arjuna comes and he will say, Duryodhana will ask, what is it that you want? You have come to my house. He said, give me the bow. Duryodhana will happily give it to him. But then in the head, he is thinking, these guys have tricked me out. So next morning, Bhishma goes straight to Duryodhana's camp and asks him, where is the bow? And Duryodhana says, I don't have it. Bhishma just smiles. Because he knows who was behind this. See, if you're result oriented, Bhishma would have flipped, useless. I told you to do one job and you couldn't do it. Completely calm. He just smiled, so be it. And he went to the battlefield. On that day, they saw him as Yamaraj. He was so powerful that Bhima, Arjuna, Yudhishthir, Nakula, Sahadev, even Krishna there could not check the onslaught of Bhishma. Everyone says Arjuna is powerful, Karna is powerful. You read Mahabharata. The most powerful warrior in Mahabharata is Bhishma Dev. There was only one person in Mahabharata battlefield who could defeat him, and that is Krishna. Only God could defeat Bhishma. So Bhishma Dev was coming at Arjuna like anything, like a hawk, like a lion. Bhagavatam writes, elephant, Arjuna was like an elephant, Bhishma is a lion. He was coming at him, and at one point he took out his arrow and he shot it right at Arjuna. It was going for his head, and Arjuna thought it's over, right? But Krishna always has other plans. So Krishna used his feet, he pressed on the chariot, it went 1 foot down and it hit Arjuna's head. And Krishna cannot tolerate his devotees getting hurt. So what does he do? He takes the wheel and he runs at Bhishma. And at that point in time, Arjuna holds Krishna's feet. Krishna's dhoti, yellow dhoti is falling. That's how angry he is. He doesn't know that his dhoti is falling off. That's how protective he is of Arjuna. And he's running. And Arjuna is known as the most powerful of the powerful. But Mahabharata says Krishna is running, Arjuna is getting dragged. That's how powerful Krishna is. And he takes the wheel, and he's going to hit Bhishma Dev, right? And what does Bhishma say? This is the day I've been waiting for. You see? Not result oriented. Not. But he got the result that he wanted. Krishna was there, but somehow or another, Krishna never wants to kill his devotees. So the conch was blown. But at the end, when Bhishma dies, right, Krishna himself tells them, you cannot kill him. You have to go and ask him how it is to be killed. And can you imagine, your own sons, your grandsons are coming to you and asking you how to kill you. How much Bhishma is not result oriented. He tells them, what is the ultimate result we want? To stay alive, to be healthy. Can you imagine you telling someone that this is how you will kill me? Completely not result oriented. He tells them, this put Shikandi, you will kill me. And he gets killed. And when Bhishma Dev is killed, he stays on till the end of the war. He waits for the sun to move towards the north. And then he gives instructions to Arjuna, but those are not his last words. His last words, he looks at Krishna. And he sings 10 to 11 verses in the first canto, 9th chapter. And in one of the verses he sings, Yudhi Turagarajo Vidumra Vishwa Kacha Lulita Shrama Varyalankrita Mama Nishita Sharir Vibidyamana Tvachi Vilasat Kavachestu Krishna Atma. He says, Yudhi Turaga Raju. Vidumra Vishwa. He says, Krishna, when I was fighting you, what was I seeing? What was I seeing when I was fighting? You know, the dust from the hoofs of the horses, it was flying all over, and it had turned your hair ashen grey. Krishna's hair was not black in the battlefield, it was grey. Kacha lulita shrama vari alankritasye. Your hair was scattered across your face, and your perspiration out of your hard labor beautified your face. Mama nishita sharid vibidyamana. This beauty, Krishna, was intensified by the arrows that I had shot at you, and that was piercing your chest. And in that purport, Prabhupada writes, the gopis used to give Krishna galan. What was Bhishma offering? Arrow. For Krishna, the gopis' garlands and Bhishma's arrows are equal. Because Bhishma was shooting the arrows out of what? Fear? Duty? Love. This is the transition. This is the verse today. You see? He transcended fear. He even transcended duty. He did his work out of love. And how did Krishna receive it? With love. And who did Bhishma see before he left? Krishna. What result he got without being result oriented? This is the art of working. This is what Bhagavad Gita is all about. All our exalted personalities have taught us. Do not just flow with what modern education is teaching you. You learn, you do. But if you are stuck with result, the end will not be right. Even when we live, we will be dying. Why to die before we die? When we're living, we have to be happy. So better we come to the platform of duty and we quickly move to the platform of love. And this is what we need to do this month. So in conclusion, what do we do this month? What is the first thing? Nanyam vadami. What is that? Yes, very nice, Mataji. We don't speak good or bad, right? Then what is next? Nashrunomi. We don't hear, right, anything but Krishna. Nachintayami. We don't think about anything. Then Nanyam smarami. We don't remember anything or anyone. Then Nabhajami. We don't worship anything or anyone. And Nacha ashrayami. So if you have any loans, right, that is going to near clearance, certainly this one, very auspicious. Right? Actually, loan you clear anytime is auspicious. But if you have something in this one, you should clear it. Right? And what should we do? We should remember Krishna very much. Just try it for a month. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. Do we have time for questions, Prabhu? Yeah. Any questions? Any comments from anyone? Yes, Prabhu.
At first sight, when you say one should not be result oriented, it looks little irrelevant.
Yes.
But later on, like say, we should, whatever activity we do, we love that activity.
Yes.
And if we do anything with the total love, the end result will be obviously good.
Excellent, Prabhu.
So that is the main takeaway from today's session. And regarding this, within the religion, okay, like when Kshatriya takes some vows, but they have to also see the relevance of the time.
Yes.
And what is good or what is bad. Because if we see our history, Hindus were not defeated because they didn't know the art of war, but because they followed these rules and regulations as in Mahabharata. But enemies didn't follow, and that led to our defeat. So one has to see the relevance also while following the vows.
Right, right. That's a good point, Prabhu. See, I'm not quite sure of Indian history, so I'll be the worst person to comment on it. But based on what I've heard, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Prabhu, because I will stand corrected. I feel, as to what I've read, is that we, or the Indians, were many times defeated because they were taken away from the very rules and regulations that were actually meant to protect them. our scriptures, our culture was actually taken away. At least I know the British. I don't know, the Mughals and all. That is too far. I have not read. But as far as I've read in my history books, the British slaughtered our culture first. And in our culture is enshrined very powerful and potent rules and regulations that if it was followed, we would not have blindly been slaughtered by the British. You see? So rules and regulations, when Vedic culture gives us, actually it is for our own benefit. But because we surrender it, because some other person is inserting some other rules, that is where we fall. So you are right, Prabhu. But this point also should be considered, that our rules and regulations that our sages have given us are actually very, very powerful. Very powerful. Women and men, for an example, right? It is modernity that has split the equality between women and men. In our culture, if you really read the Vedas, there is no such thing that the man is greater than the woman. It is everything that has come later on because of oppression, because of so many things that has happened. You see? So we need to go back to the source, the Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. If we go back to the source, we will get the real answer and we'll get the real culture. But thank you for bringing that up, Prabhu. This is how we have to think. These classes should permeate into the everyday, as what Prabhu said, time, place and circumstance. It should not simply be I hear, I go back. We should try to insert it into the happenings of the world. Thank you, Prabhu. Anyone else? Any questions? Any comments? Usually the parents force the kids to ask questions. I always see that, The kids are very peacefully sitting down and the mother will say, ask a question. Yes. Mataji has got the essence of the class. Should we do Kirtan then, Prabhu? That is the answer to all questions. Hare Krishna. Dhruv, you okay? Prabhu, if you can just up the mic a little bit more, then I don't have to strain so much.
Hare
Krishna Thank you, Shamdev Prabhu, Prajadevika Mataji, Vidhi, and everyone at home. We're so grateful to be here, and it is such an auspicious way to start Purushottam month. And thank you, Prabhu Mataji, for creating this platform for us. And especially grateful to Dhruv today and his sister for being here. You know, it's always to have Lord Balaram in the form of Mridanga is very auspicious. Hare Krishna.
Let's thank His Grace Madan Mohan Prabhu also by loudly chanting Hare Krishna.